replicates every details of the original or effort to remain faithful to the original, is not limited to the unit itself. Even the package that contains the unit replicates the original as far as possible. Also included are the original MS-20 owner's manual and settings chart, explaining how to create sounds. Now you can experience the excitement of the MS-20, just like it was during its original release in 1978. Korg MS-20 Mini Synthesizer, a miniature reissue of the classic MS-20 synthesizer. The Korg MS-20 Mini is a miniature reissue of the classic MS-20 from Korg that was released in 1978. Overseen by the original MS-20 engineers, the MS-20 Mini uses the same circuitry as the original fabled synth, just in a smaller package, featuring the same sounds as the original, thanks to the identical circuits, but with an 86% size decrease. The new MS-20 will no longer be breaking any backs, or banks for that matter. More and more synth players are demanding the tones of the 70s, but with modern conveniences like smaller, lighter keyboards, and this new Mini from Korg certainly ticks those boxes! For those that weren't lucky enough to own or play the original, the Korg MS-20 Mini features analog circuitry, 2VCO/2VCA/2VCF/2EG/1 LFO structure, and extremely flexible and tactile patching system. And let's face it, that was pretty much the coolest thing about those old synths, except the fat tones of course. An analog synthesizer that reproduces the original circuitry for 1978. Korg's MS-20 monophonic synthesizer, first introduced in 1978, is still a coveted instrument to this day, thanks to its thick, robust sound, its powerful iconic analog filter, and its versatile patching options. Over 300,000 people have enjoyed the distinct MS-20 sounds from the original, from Korg's MS-20 plug-in synth, and the MS-20 iPod app. Today, the sounds of the MS-20 have been reborn as the MS-20 Mini. The same engineers who developed the original MS-20 have perfectly reproduced its circuitry and fitted it into a body that's been shrunk to 86% of the original size, yet retains the distinctive look of the original that remains unfaded despite the passage of time. The MS-20 Mini will amaze you with its absolutely authentic analog synth sound. Highlights: Golan, overseen by the engineers of the original MS-20, a complete replication of the original analog circuitry: 2VCO/2VCA/2VCF/2EG/1 LFO structure, self-oscillating high-pass/low pass filters with distinctive distortion, external signal processor, Spanish pesetas right parenthesis, extremely flexible patching system, faithful recreation of the MS-20 at 86% of the Sysmidian, and USB Connect replicates every detail of the original, down to the package binding and the included manual. The MS-20 Mini painstakingly replicates the original MS-20. A development team led by the original engineers themselves worked to recreate the original circuitry, and when it was necessary to substitute a part, these engineers made the decisions based on careful listening, in order to reproduce the original sound faithfully. In fact, the sound of the MS-20 Mini has a somewhat bright and extreme quality to it, because its sound is that of an original MS-20 in mint condition at the time it went on sale, before any of the components aged. The MS-20 Mini reproduces the distinctive synthesis of the MS-20, two oscillators with ring modulation, and envelope generators with hold and delay. The car maintains the basic design of the original, but it's been modified to produce less noise than the original. Self-oscillating high-pass/low pass filters with distinctive distortion. One of the greatest characteristics of the MS-20 was its powerful filters, which provided resonance on both the high pass and the low pass. Maximizing the resonance would cause the filter to self-oscillate like an oscillator, producing a distinctive and dramatic tonal change that was acclaimed as inimitable, and was later used on the Monotron and Monotribe. The filter circuit was changed midway through the production life cycle of the MS-20. The MS-20 Mini uses the earlier filter, which was felt to be superior due to its more radical sound. External signal processor, Spanish pesetas, for processing an external signal. The Spanish pesetas carries on the experimental spirit of MS-20. It allows you to use the pitch or volume of an external audio source to control the synthesizer. For example, you can input an electric guitar and use the MS-20 Mini as a guitar synthesizer, or input a mic and use it as a vocal synthesizer. Extremely flexible patching system. The patching system provided to the right of the panel lets you create complex sounds by plugging in cables to change the connections between the various units. The possibilities are limited only by the user's imagination. Different combinations of the modulation input/output and trigger, sample and hold, and noise generator can produce an incredible variety of sounds. By patching according to the MS-20 flowchart that's printed on the panel, even the beginner can start taking advantage of these possibilities right away. Faithful recreation of the MS-20 at 86% of the System's 20's design concept, started by borrowing from the vertical layout found on larger and more expensive modular synths of its time, and then creating a more portable, inexpensive, and easier to use version.to make it even more approachable. The MS-20 Mini has been shrunk to 86% of the size of the original MS-20. In spite of its smaller size, meticulous care has been taken to accurately reproduce the knob design and the printing. The patch cables have been changed from 1/4 phone plugs to mini plugs, and the newly designed keyboard is also 86% of the original size.